Hey, 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 friends. You guys are lighting up the screen. Hello. Hello, hello. Okay, I'm just going to go left to right. We got Lisa Callback right off the bat here from Australia. She's the first one on my screen. What's up, Lisa? Kyla, hello. J-Lo. Hope you had a great day. Hi, Amy. Hello, Cheryl, Jim. What's up, guys? Anna. Hello, Anna. Nice to have you on with us. Hello, Denise. Nice to have you here. Mr. Jaime Morales from California. Nice to have you here, sir. Hannah and Bryce. Hello, hello. Nice to have you guys on. Linda. Another Brandon. You guys, two Brandons on one Zoom. Watch out. There is two Brandons on one Zoom. Hi, Miss Carrie. How are you? Nice to have you on here.
Hello.
Brenda. Hello, hello. All right, guys, it's 8:30. We'll give everybody just a few more seconds to jump on. We have got a loaded call tonight. The company gave us some announcements today that, listen, I love you guys so much that I actually took some screenshots and I put it on a PowerPoint slide deck for you. I mean, for the people that have been around me for a little while, you know that's special. You know. Like J-Lo's like, what? Say what? You did a PowerPoint? Are you kidding me? Yeah, I did. I don't know. Maybe it's because, some of you may not know this. Last Thursday I had a medical procedure. It was surgery. And it went really, really good. And I'm really happy that that's behind me. I'm really happy it's behind me, especially because I'm Cajun, because I can eat what I want now. All right, guys, we're going to get this thing started. If you are a guest here tonight, in all seriousness, welcome. Welcome to this huddle. We call ourselves the TBC, that's the True Blue Community. It is a group of entrepreneurs that assemble each week here at this Zoom to share ideas of what we're doing in our home based business that's helping move our families forward. I talked to a group of people today, and I've just I I get these feelings from talk. I talk to people all over the world every week, and there is a heavy feeling right now with a lot of people because of a lot of uncertainty in the world that we live in. And what I really hope that we do with this community is bring certainty to a little bit of certainty to your life, a little bit of forward progress, a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. And let's just say this: if ever you can put yourself in a room of people that are problem solvers, that are, I like to say, allergic to negativity. I am seriously allergic. Like if someone becomes too negative, you have some people say I'm introverted, I'm extroverted. I don't know if I'm introverted or extroverted, but I do know I'm allergic to negative people. I will literally walk away from you. I will give you about 15 seconds to complain, and if we can't turn the subject, I'm just going to be like kind of nodding and looking like I can't do it. I can't do it. It gets on me and then I got to go take a shower. So we don't do negativity here. It's positivity here and not hypey negativity. The real stuff. So I'm glad you guys are here. If you're guests, we're going to be sharing some great content tonight. So let's start as we start every week with wins for the week, guys. I'll watch the chat. So in the chat, if you got some wins for the week, we can do them there. But I'd love for you to raise your hand digitally or wave at me. And I'd love to hear some of the things that happened for you guys this week. Not happened to you, happened for you. Let's hear it. Mr. Jaime Morales, let's go.
Yeah, I'm excited to be on, Mr. Cunningham, and this is completing my first week. So I saw my team start last week, and now I think we're three people that are now part of the organization. So I'm excited about that. But just on this last call, I got some clarity on what I'm building. So now I have a structure. Now that whiteboard in the back, now I know exactly what I'm supposed to draw, and it just gave me a lot of clarity. But I'm not only happy for myself, but also one of my team members also ended up with one or two consultants on his team, so I'm excited for him too.
Man, I'm so excited to have you join this group, you guys. Some of you have already told a little bit about Mr. Morales. I have so much respect for him. I've got I've got big plans for what we're going to do. I know he has big plans. We're not going to set any expectations here, but I am so grateful that you are part of this. And thank you so much for sharing that. You guys are going to hear a lot about this team. Uh, Jaime has attracted really quality people. I mean, that goes to what we were just saying. He is attracting really quality people, and I'm looking forward to you guys meeting this group. So that's really awesome for you to share. Jared and Amber, what do you guys have?
So one of our consultants, Andrea, had met somebody back in March at a women's expo and has been speaking with her for literally 3 months now. And after being on products for 3 months, she was so excited to finally join our team. So we had gotten a new teammate after months of just continual communication and being on product. So I'm super proud of Andrea for putting in that extra hard work with that person. So.
What products do you know? Was it just one or two? Was it a combination? What was it?
She was doing collagen and NRF too.
Shocker.
I know
Right?
it's a golden child right there.
Shocker how that product works.
Yeah,
That's
and I was just able to connect with I got a little fellowship that I regular throughout each week, and once again it's not the first time, but I got another one of the guys that I'm running with and I'm cycling with on the side and stuff. He's reached into the cab of my truck and grabbed an Axio one too many times. So
uh-huh.
we got him on Pro Tandem and Axio ordered up and he's a good dude, and he doesn't realize it, but he's full of a huge network of people. So it's just it was a good win for me. I got a really good friend that's very sociable and very knowledgeable. Begging for the product, so I said you're gonna have to buy. So I got
Yeah,
him loaded
yeah,
up.
yeah. That's awesome. A little side note, back many years ago, I cycled very competitively, and I had a coach who was one of the best cyclists in the world, Mr. Simon Kessler. A lot of you guys would know Simon. Simon told me a little tip, is some of these guys will use caffeine, cyclists. And so back in the day, before we even had Axio, I was taking some caffeine in my sport bottle. It is an absolute advantage to put some Axio in the sport bottle when you're out cycling or in endurance sports, or heck, if you're cutting the grass, get you some Axio, man. The stuff will push you through the day. Probably a product that I think we could probably propel a whole opportunity just around that product, honestly. It's that good. And so many, I don't know hardly anybody doesn't like the product. That's hard to say these days. So, anybody else that wants to share? Let's see. I'll take a look at the groups here in the chats. All right, very good. Well, thank you guys for sharing tonight. Holly, let's go with you. One last one.
First time on Zoom, I couldn't find the hand raising. Just a shout out to the team. We had overall just in the green last month, which is awesome, but really up in the numbers of consultant enrollments and customer enrollments. So they're just really getting to work and sharing. And we had a couple rank advancements and a couple newer consultants with their first customers. And we know that success loves speed. So that was pretty awesome. So just want to give a shout out to the whole team. They're doing a great
Awesome.
job.
If you guys didn't hear, I know a few weeks ago, I know Holly is, and maybe some of these folks in her team are, they have kind of made a mind shift to the business pack. And Holly sent me a message and she's like, "Oh my goodness, I've got two of these bigger packs back to back, and it was no harder than the other packs." And so, just a little word of wisdom to you guys. I'm telling you, there's not much difference when someone's ready to say yes between the business pack and the smaller pack, but there's a large difference in how fast your business grows and that how that duplicates. If you guys want to blow your mind, you guys know we build like by 5 and 25, right? Just build a model out. So build it, go four levels. So it goes 5, 25, 125, 625. If you want to have fun, take those numbers and multiply it by 400 and then multiply it by 1,000 and watch how much bigger the numbers are. And so the basic difference is there is maybe our medium sized pack versus our business pack. I know the business pack isn't quite 1,000, but nevertheless. Okay, thanks for sharing. All right, I am going to share my screen, guys. I think this PowerPoint should be up. Nope, let me pull it up and then I'm going to Share my screen. So there was a call today that the company did, and I was able to grab some information that I know I can share with you. It's not top secret. If it is, then shame on me. But you guys are going to get the information right now. Okay. First of all, let's start from the first one. Okay. I hope you guys can see. Can you see just the one slide? I always have to ask. Is it just one slide you guys are seeing? Yes. Thumbs up. Okay, good. All right. So last month, the company for the last week or so of the month ran this promotion where they were giving us nearly dollar for point value. And they're running it back for the entire month of June, guys. So if you look at like the Healthy Glow, the pack is $224. All right. The qualifying CV is commissionable volume. QV is qualifying volume is 174. Okay. So what's the difference? That $50 is the starter pack. Where they're not going to give you points in the starter pack, but nevertheless, it's nearly dollar for dollar. Okay. If they buy the Healthy Edge pack, they're going to pay 250. You're getting 200 points, guys. And if they get the big business pack, which is the pack we're talking about, like this is the pack. If you want to make money, like if you want to, we tell everybody all the time, like if you want to make between 500 and $1,000, there's some options. But if you want to make more than $1,000 a month, in my opinion, there's really not much of an option. It's the business pack. All right. This gives you the best way to get that deal done. Look, it's going to cost right $1,000, but you're getting 950 points. You guys, I cannot tell you the significance of this in network marketing. There are some companies that are literally 50% points to dollar. There are in some companies, people will spend $1,000 and only get 500 points. Okay. That is not the case for this month. Now, we're typically around 80%, 75, 80% points. This month in the enrollment pack, guys, it's nearly 100% dollar to dollar. Okay. So that's a huge announcement for the month of June. All right. Now, in July, I want you guys, let me minimize this so maybe that's not in your way. Maybe you can take a picture of that QR code, save the date for July 11th. This is going to be our virtual event called Breakthrough. You guys know we do the company does 2 virtual events a year. All right. We do it in January and July. So July 11th, this is going to be, I think, roughly a 45-minute program. Okay. And what we want is you to do watch parties. That means you'll have a couple people over at your house. And if you will enroll or sign up for a watch party, the first 50 guys right here, and this may already be gone. It'll be gone tonight. The first 50 that sign up to host are going to get some free swag. So that is where you sign up, or you can go to the hub and you can sign up there. Okay. But make sure you guys are doing watch parties and you're going to be in front of this information, because a lot of exciting announcements are coming July 11th that you will not want to miss. Okay. One of those is kind of this It Starts With Yellow program. You guys, this thing is catching on. If you're not taking advantage of It Starts With Yellow, you're behind. There are people outside of LifeVantage that are saying, hey, are you guys that It Starts With Yellow company? I got that last week. Is that the company It Starts With Yellow? That I got truly that story last week. Okay. You're going to hear about the Achievers Retreat. You guys know the company LifeVantage is doing these retreats for the newer people. They're doing 2 trips a year, right? They do the Achievers Retreat. I know I'm talking fast. I'm trying to get this in for you guys. For the newer people that join the company. This is sort of the newer ranks, people that have not yet qualified for a trip, really. It gives them the best chance to qualify for these trips. The trip that people are going on here pretty soon is Whistler, Canada. That was the last Achievers retreat that people were qualifying for. I don't know where this one is, but it's going to be announced July 11th, okay? The big Shopify update is coming. You guys, if you don't know, we are going to the Shopify platform. That is huge, guys. It is going to open up so many doors for this company, like being able to expand into other countries. The ease of checking out. People are going to be able to buy LifeVantage products as easy as they can buy an app on their phone. Like click, done, paid for. There's going to be product updates on this event. There's going to be upcoming events that are announced. And obviously, there's always going to be some sweet call to actions at the end where we sweeten the pot up a little bit. So make sure you guys mark your calendars and attend this thing. And what I tell you guys to do is get people together and then do like a pre-meeting or do a post-meeting where you build community. Have some coffee, have some lunch, have barbecue. Like get your tribe together because that's what people need. We need connectivity. People are craving to be around real humans that are willing to lock arms and go get something done instead of just talking on the internet, guys. All right. In June, check this out. The carb blocker has already been released. This is a product we brought over from Love Biome, but it's being repackaged and it looks pink and beautiful, if I would say so. Like I think they did a good job. And the taste is really good. I've drank this a few times. Cherry limeade is a phenomenal flavor. This product is designed to allow you to still maybe eat some of the things, that here's how I use it. If I know I'm going cheat, if I'm going to have pizza, if I'm going to have pasta, if I'm going to have some butters and Alfredos, like I'm taking one of these. I'm drinking this to the restaurant. All right. It's a carb blocker. It slows down the insulin response to carbs. How cool is that? All right. So that is coming in June. Look for that. That's this month. And then finally, this was announced, guys. This is huge. You guys know that we're getting a new CEO in August. Okay. Well, the company is putting together a meet and greet. And so that is going to happen August 23rd through 25th. But here's the significant thing for you. Originally, they were going to just hold this for the upper ranks of the company. And they've decided to open it up to everyone. And look on the left side. You can enroll your way there. This is for the United States, Mexico, and Canada. If you personally enroll 2,000 SV in enrollment volume in the month of June, that's this month, you're going. I'm going to say that, guys, how many points come in the business pack? 950 apiece. Basically, go get 2 business partners and you are going to be flown out. Like, guys, what are they going to give you? They're going to give you 2 nights in Park City, this beautiful spot. You're going to get time with our new CEO, a meet and greet. They're going to give you a $500 travel voucher. And you're going to be rubbing shoulders with the people who are growing their businesses right now. Not the people that are just coasting, the people growing. The company's never done this in 16 years. They've never done a meet and greet like this and opened it up to the masses. I don't know if they're going to cap this thing. I would imagine they would have to cap it out. Everything has a budget when you're in a publicly traded company. But guys, 2,000 in enrollment, like all of you should be going for that. Okay. So with that, maybe I told you something you shouldn't know. I don't know, but you need to know it's in June and we're in June and here we go. Okay. So be running for that stuff. Be aware. Okay. Now, let's share a story. Last week or 2 weeks ago, I was up in the New York and Philadelphia area, and I got to meet some more incredible people and hear stories firsthand. Well, Miss Carrie Conti was out there last 2 weeks ago, and I got to hear her story. And I asked her that night if she would come in and share with us. Okay, and she said yes, and she's here tonight. So let me give you a little bit background, guys. She's worked since she's 15 years behind cameras, okay? Modeling, whether it's photography or film. QVC, I didn't tell you this, Carrie, a little side note. My wife worked in St. Pete. I think that was QVC. She was one of the models at QVC. Maybe you.
Yeah, I think I heard that.
I think you guys have
Yes,
crossed
I
paths
remember.
before.
Yeah.
Her passion has always been in health since she's been a little bitty girl. In 2011, guys, she went and got a certification in at the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. So Carrie not only speaks from experience with our products, she speaks from an educational standpoint as well. And when she found out about LifeVantage in 2014, like it was a perfect match. She already had this mindset with health and wellness. She has a 14-year-old son that she homeschools. We know that's a job in itself. And the story she shared, I don't know exactly if it's going to be about her dad or what she's going to share, guys, but just powerful stuff that she was sharing. So she has multiple stories. But Carrie, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. We'd love to hear
Thank
your
you.
story.
Absolutely. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, very good.
Okay. Thank you so much for inviting me. This is so fun. Hi, everybody. This is so cool. Some people I know, some people I don't, but this is awesome. And as far as Axio goes, I mean, Axio when I eat breakfast, Axio when I eat lunch, Axio when I go to bed, Axio when I wake up. I'm not even kidding. It's one of the first things I think of when I wake up in the morning. Love it. Hi, Betty. So yeah, we had Brandon in Philadelphia a few weeks ago. It was such a treat. It was absolutely incredible. It was packed, crazy rainy night, and people still came out. So we brought up Marcy for training, and it was so just incredible and awesome. So thank you so much for coming out there.
Yeah, it was
Um,
a pleasure being there.
as far as my story, gosh, actually, I've been in LifeVantage now for 12 years, May 31st. So yesterday was my 12-year anniversary. How about that? It's been awesome. So yes, as Brandon had said, most of my career was spent modeling at QVC, and it was fun, especially when I was younger in my youth. I'm not that young anymore, but it was great. I learned from a lot of people how to work hard, how to work smart, learn from a lot of entrepreneurs what it takes to be a really successful entrepreneur. Probably from a lot of people that you might see on TV and on the cover of Forbes, and just all kinds of people that were so smart and really influential in my upbringing and being an entrepreneur. But what wasn't so great was the fact that I worked so hard. I literally was working myself to the bone. And it was live TV. So it was very often, most of those 30 years, where I would be there for 2 to 3 days at a time, maybe getting 2 hours of sleep. And I'm not even kidding. I'd sleep in my car, I'd sleep in the hallway. It wasn't very glamorous at all. Again, in my 20s, it was great, but in my 40s, it wasn't. And I had a very sick father at the time, not much longer to live, mother in a wheelchair, son who was, we were told was on the spectrum, and husband who had just a lot of health concerns. And my like white flag was up, and I was just trying to keep my head above water. And I thought, I'm not going to be able to do this for the rest of my life. What am I going to do? How am I going to live? How am I going to make money and stay alive to do it? And I remember being in my car one night, literally praying to God that I didn't die, because I didn't think I could handle another day of this schedule, helping my family, helping my son, and trying to figure this out with work. So a few months later, I got an invitation for the third time to come to a meeting, a LifeVantage meeting. And I finally said yes. I mean, my life was chaos, but thank gosh she did not give up on me, because I remember standing in my kitchen saying, I need to know what I'm saying no to before I say no. And I went to an in-person meeting. Marcy Steiner, who's an EC4 in the company, she was doing the presentation. I got to hear the presentation, see the information. And when I saw that ABC News report, my mouth hit the floor. I thought, this is the answer to my prayers. And I knew at that moment, I felt morally obligated to share this with everybody I possibly could. But what the person who invited me didn't know is that my father only had a few months left to live. He actually had a very, very rare heart condition, heart issue. And I started doing some research when I saw what this product was about and what the company was pioneering. And I saw that the American Heart Association actually was promoting Protandim NRF2, our flagship product, in their circulation magazines that went out to everybody. And it was because of the Ohio State heart study that had been done. They crushed up Protandim, put it inside some water, made a paste, and put it inside a carotid artery filled with plaque, and the plaque completely disappeared. So at this point, by the time I got done researching, now my dad has about 7 days left to live, like a week left to live, you guys. And I thought, what if? What if this could help him? Even if this would have helped him to pass easier, I was all in. Whatever I could do to put him out of pain. So the nurses tell us that they're about to turn off his defibrillator. And we said as a family, not yet. I got to try this. So I started crushing up Protandim, put it inside some applesauce, gave it to him as best as he could take it. And about 4 days later, that same nurse who wanted to turn off his defibrillator came to me and said, I need to know what that is. because your dad's vital signs are coming back. And 2 weeks later, he was out to lunch with his nurses in a wheelchair, still very sick. And my dad ended up living another year and a half. I got a year and a half more time with my dad. How could I keep this to myself and not give other people the opportunity to have more time with their family? And the other story that I often tell is with my son. He's now 14, thriving very successfully. But when he was 3 or 4, I could tell something was a little different. Very happy, joyful baby. But he would always put his hands over his ears. He wasn't communicating very well, wasn't looking me in the eyes at all. And he would try to go up to kids his age and connect with them and talk with them, but they just didn't understand. There was a disconnect. And I thought at 3 and 4, it's not a big deal, but at 12 and 13, it's going to be a really big deal. So anyway, we found out that he has something very specific on the spectrum. And I thought, why not? So I started helping him to activate his pathways. And literally within a few days, again in my kitchen, he started looking me in the eyes. And he was starting to verbalize things that made sense. And I felt like I could see the soul of my child starting to come through. I will never forget that moment. And when he was 6, his teacher had gone away for a few months. And when she came back, I had put in the Nerf 1 activator at that point, and also some of the probiotic and some Axio. And she came back to the school and she said, Max is incredible. I don't know what's going on, but he's hugging me. He's talking with me. He's looking at me in the eyes. He's like a whole different kid. And then at age 7, when he had been on these products a little bit longer, the school psychologist came up to me and said, I never told you this before. And I don't know why he wouldn't have, but he said, I haven't told you this before, but I had a lot of concerns about your son. He wasn't shaking my hand. He wasn't talking to me, kind of kept to himself when he came to school at the age of 4. He said, I just walked in his classroom. He was 7. And he said, if I didn't know any better, I would never in a million years ever guess that he had any developmental delays at all. And he looked at me square in the eye, and I'll never forget it. He said, whatever you're doing is pure magic. It's absolutely magical. And he said it 3 times. And he knew what I was doing, but I don't know why it didn't resonate with him. But anyway, now today my son is thriving. I homeschool. He is an avid reader. He couldn't dance before, and now he's dancing. He plays instruments. He has a huge social community, lots of friends. And this has changed his life forever and ever. So
Carrie, that's awesome. I know everyone's giving you love in in the comments. You guys thank her for sharing. I know it's probably tough to share close. Sometimes when we're sharing really close stories to us, it's difficult to do. But thank you for opening up and sharing. And when you shared that a couple weeks ago, I'm just sitting there going, yeah, I'm gonna have to have this one on our call with us because this one's good. This one's really, really good. So
thank you, Brandon.
yeah, I appreciate what you do, and you've had success in this profession with us, and you guys. She's like the model of when we say moving families forward. That's Carrie. Like this company, these products have helped move her family forward, and that's what we're doing. Literally moving families forward as a group. So when we say it, we mean it. So thank you for being on, Carrie. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for asking me. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, so we got just a couple minutes left. I had some more content to share with you guys, but I'm gonna kind of condense here. Um, so, you guys, we released a couple weeks ago a tool, a sales funnel to help you guys get more consultants. You guys know there's 3 things I want you watching to build your business and move financially forward. Number 1 is that you have 300 in sales or in personal consumption with your products, right? Personally, you're either using or selling $300 or 300 points a month, all right? We call it a 300 block, right? So that's number 1. You can control that, right? What do you have to do to get that? What I would do is we're going to take Carrie's story, and we've done others, but listen, we're going to clip Carrie's story. It's going to be in boards. None of you can tell me you can't get 300 in sales by just sharing that story. You share that story to 20 people and you'll have way more than 300 in sales. It's that simple. Okay. That's why we do this, guys. We share these stories, get people in, and you guys know people that have aging parents. You guys know people that have kids that are going through some difficulties as they're growing up. Okay. Share Carrie's story, get those people activated. You will have 300 points. Okay. The next step is that we want to help 5 people get into the business, as Carrie said, so you don't have to sleep in hallways or sleep in your car. We want to have some leveraged income so we're not trading time for the money. I was talking to Tori Hill, and she's like, everybody in Louisiana is going crazy over homeowners insurance right now. And it's not just Louisiana, but you guys know why we do the Own My Tomorrow overviews, right? It's a thing. People are under pressure. You know people that are looking for financial relief. What we do is we help those people get their 300 blocks. Now, how do we do that? We released this tool a few weeks back called ownmytomorrow.com. Ownmytomorrow.com. Okay. And you guys have been using it. And so, some of you guys have been using it very successfully, right? People get in there, they get a little 90-second video, and then they get an option to go, I need to make 500 to 1,000. They'll watch that video. I want to make more than 1,000. They'll watch that video. You follow up with them. Okay. Here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to take a personal challenge. Now, this is like on the honor system, but you guys know we do these wins for the week, right? We share our wins for the week. For the month of June, I want to see, and you guys are going to have to track this, and we're going to talk about it every week. How many people are you getting to that tool? Ownmytomorrow.com. Now, last week, dozens and dozens of you used the tool. And we're able to see on the back end, like people that are getting in. We're not getting their information. We're not, trust me, we're not selling anything to them, guys, but we can see the traffic, okay? But we need to increase it. So here's the challenge. There's going to be 3 groups. There's going to be the 25, the 50, and the 100 challenge. Get 25 people or 50 people and 100 people to get in front of this information and track it. And I would love for you guys to share next week. Hey, I got 6 people on, or I got 10 people on, or 1 people, or 20 people. Track it throughout the month. And at the end of the month, we'll take the top grouping. I don't want to say the top 10, but we'll take a top grouping, and I will provide you guys with some very, very special one-off trainings that you will not want to miss. Okay, whether that's with some of the other presidentials, some with corporate, I will make sure that we reward the people that get to the top of this thing. You guys got to track it. Ownmytomorrow.com. Let's take this conversation challenge on. I'm taking it on. I'm using the link as much as we can. But let's pick it up in June, guys. The company has given us a lot of reasons to pick it up. Go get some new business partners, get a couple thousand. You're going to be going out to Salt Lake City to a beautiful hotel to meet the CEO. That's a reason to use the new tool. They're giving us nearly 1-to-1 points on the enrollment packs. That's a reason to use ownmytomorrow.com. So if you want people to join you in the business, that's the tool to use, guys. It's a beautiful way to get them in front of this information. They get to choose where they want to make a little or they want to make more, and you follow up with them. So next week, we'll have some more great stories to share. And we look forward to your stories from this week. I hope you guys all enjoyed this huddle tonight. If you are a guest here, please get back with the person that brought you here tonight. They really sincerely want to know what you think of this community. Just so you know that this community meets other times during the week to discuss maybe a next level of income, next level of freedom. We actually call it the Freedom Factory Meetup. That's available for people to get in because we take it serious about moving families forward here. We take these products and our health serious, but we're also taking the financial end of this thing serious because people, let's face it, people need some certainty and some financial money coming in right now. So let's go do that. Let's go do that for some folks, guys. Thank you all for joining us here. Let's go have a great week and a great June. Let's set some records, guys. Let's go. Talk to you later.